Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Dynamically Spoken, the weekly Guild Wars 2 podcast from GuildMag. I'm Rowan, and as always I'm with the aqueous Ali, who has just got Kratekin, the legendary weapon, so congrats to her.
Thank you.
So appreciated for being told, you know.
Keeping it a surprise.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. A lot of my friends are telling me that it's not a real legendary because it's underwater.
Oh yeah, it is underwater. Never mind.
And we also have the guy who's lagging behind right now, it's Jason, who's had 3 hours sleep.
Yeah, 3 hours sleep of wonderful glory, so, you know, this is why I'm just so tremendously happy about, you know, being here. Hello!
It's going to be another great show.
I'm going to drink some water, and we're going to do this.
Alright, so this week we are going to be talking about the Gathering Storm patch that hit, was it 4 days ago now?
Who's counting?
Yeah, let's go with that.
So, as always, before we go into the main discussion, let's have the week's news with Jason.
Yeah, we actually have news this week, in a sense, so hooray. Obviously, the patch went live, as we just discussed. There's a couple of updates with the living story. We do know that the Dredge and Flame Legion are involved, so hooray for diversity. The guild missions are live, and they're a lot of fun. Not that I've done them, so that's just going. I'm just going to say that now. There's also a new post on the living story by Angel McCoy detailing what's sort of going to happen with it over the next couple of months, and we're actually going to get content.
Yay!
It's amazing. There's also a 31 days of gem store sales. I want to sing a song about that, but it's not the right month. Like, it's a random month, isn't it? Anyway,
Yeah.
Go get things. They're on sale. You can also now use PaySafe cards on the gem store. What are they? I've never heard of that, but you know.
But I won't tell you where I heard of them first.
I don't think I want to know.
You're Europeans. You have to know that sort of stuff, surely.
There's also a new pack, where you can get sort of new hair and eye colours. They're pretty, insane, totally hipster, so go for that. And then there's a couple of new backpack covers in the gem store as well. And then finally, paid tournaments are gone. They've been replaced by free tournaments because of the whole leaderboard system, basically making it useless. So, hooray for free tournaments. That was the news.
Alrighty then. For those of you who don't know what the patch contained, for whatever reason, the link will be in the show notes. So let's just go right into it then. The first thing, obviously, is the living story has progressed, in quote marks. Although we are still technically in the whole prelude phase, which I'm kind of bummed about a little bit. I was kind
Stop being negative.
I can't help it. Although we do get to kill some things.
I didn't even get to do that, so consider yourself lucky.
So what do you guys think about the whole thing? Negative, positive, in the middle?
Don't forget there's those 2 relics you can find.
Yeah.
In the snow-covered patch and a dirt-covered patch. But that's a bit weird. Why introduce only 2?
I think,
there's meant to be 6.
Yeah, I think they're doing it, building on it each week. So you'll have, this week it's 2, next week you'll have to go find another 2, I think.
Oh, right.
How
I haven't
tedious.
even found the first
Yeah.
one. Yeah, it is. It's I want to get all the living story achievements, but if I have to, search for, 3 hours to find a patch of snow in a snow map, I'm not doing it. Sorry,
Yeah.
but it's gonna...
One thing I really liked was that they put so much effort into putting the places where you can find it in so many different areas and on different servers. And someone said to me that it changes daily, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, it does.
I really like that because it kind of forces the community to work together. Because a lot of times you go on the map and someone will go, it's here or something like that, and you're kind of relying on working with other people.
Well,
I like that, but
isn't it
2 at a
independent
time.
spawns?
No, it's per server.
Never mind.
But you kind of have to rely on someone being nice and saying if they found it.
Yeah. I saw when I was doing it, because I came across it purely by accident, must have been 10 minutes into searching for it. and a load of people were asking in the map chat, where is it? And I was just like, not telling anyone.
Right.
So I was being pretty mean.
Kick
there.
him out the guild, Ali. Okay. Clearly, he has not earned his status.
So someone else did come along and tell them, but I was just like, having my little, because I never normally get to do that. I'm always usually the one asking where stuff is, so it wasn't just nice.
It's your best week of your life, clearly. Poor me, 2 hours in, didn't find anything. So, again.
So we have been teased with some more stuff to come by the official blog post. It talks of a personal nemesis being introduced, which sounds thrilling.
I wonder how they're going to do that. Like, I was convinced if they're going to introduce personal nemesis, I think it would be like instanced areas or something like that. But I wonder if it's going to be one of those overhyped things.
I think
like a personal nemesis, but you just choose internally.
They're probably just saying, like, they're using the word personal, but what they really mean is, there's, like, this character in the story who's, like against you, and because it's the living story, we're going to say it's personal, but it's not. It's not personal. It's just a rabbit. It's just a rabbit hiding around.
I think that whole blog post, from my point of view, didn't really say a whole lot.
When did they ever?
No,
okay.
Yeah.
What were you expecting?
They've started doing that quite a lot now, haven't they?
Well, there are no excuses now. At the end of this month, if there's nothing going on, I quit. I quit complaining about it.
Did they say anything else interesting in that post? I haven't read it since it first came out. I'm so prepared.
Basically, it was telling us to get off our asses and go and talk to people and not to rely on heralds and guild wars and ArenaNet to tell us what to do next. That was one thing. It was very nice. I just made it sound mean. They were very nice about the whole thing. And just saying, it's all about story and all those sorts of things. Sorry.
Sorry, I can't help but feel like it's not going to interest me. It's just not. I'm not interested in going on a wild goose chase to find the right herald to tell me that there's some sort of bracelet in the middle of Wayfarer's foothills. I can't handle that. It's not for me. I quit again.
Yeah. Has anyone noticed that there's a massive new structure in Wayfarer Foothills? Massive new structure.
I saw that on Reddit.
What was that then?
It's like 2 gates, isn't it, or something?
Yeah,
tower
it's
or something.
A Norn structure that kind of goes up into the mountain.
I may have seen it, but I thought it was already there. I do.
I was with a friend, and my friend's like, "Have you seen the structure?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Just turn around, just look behind you." I'm like, "Oh my god, when did that get there?"
Just fell in.
Yeah,
Clearly.
there's no announcement or anything. They should have at least done if they're gonna be so slow and tedious with the teaser, they should have at least done a phase where people were building it or something like that. Because as far as we know, it just popped up.
Yeah.
They did say that one of the characters you're going to meet is going to be a Norn, didn't they? So
they did, and what was the other one? Was it a Char? It was a Char, yeah.
Favourite race.
They said that Trahern's... we said last week, I think, that Trahern's making a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah.
He should be done with! He finished his freaking hunt! Fire him! He has no relevance anymore.
Am I the only one that's actually kind of excited to see him come back, just to see everyone's reaction?
Just to he just shows up in swag gear with a gold chain necklace. Yeah, these my homies. The dragon.
I'm excited to see him come back because there's a possibility he might die and I can have a personal story about me.
He just falls out of the structure or something. Maybe he's the personal nemesis. Yes, I do it all along.
Right, so I think we've pretty much done this living story to death now until we get something a bit juicier. So should we move on to guild missions?
Sounds good.
Sure.
So both Ali and I have done the bounty so far.
I have dreamt about it, but have not done it yet. So close enough. It's an odd order.
We failed tier 2.
Ah.
But only because the half-baked Kamali all of a sudden became invincible, and instead of
Yeah.
doing 200 damage or whatever was normal, we were doing like 30 damage.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit, and it was like he constantly had a fire shield, like all the time. So I think there was a glitch there.
Well, I was reading a thing on Reddit, and some people were saying he was stood in some sort of circle that you can't. That if he's in, he becomes really hard to kill. But I didn't see anything. But whether or not that's because we just had loads of AOE going down, or and everyone was there, or I don't know if it's there or not.
Yeah, I wonder.
Definitely can't be intentional though. That.
No, it was way too hard. They gave us 6 minutes for him to escape, and we had what, over 20 people?
Yeah.
And
Easily.
we couldn't get him done. That's not right.
And considering the other two we did went down like really quickly, and then got to him.
I finished it in my dream, so.
But I mean, apart from that, overall, looking at the positives, it did encourage teamwork and communication, which I think is what they definitely set out to do. So they've been successful in that bit.
That was a lot of fun to do. Like, I don't know if you're on raid call, but eventually we kind of had to do this thing where like I still have the list in front of me. I have a list of all the people, and then we'd send one person to each area to find the guy and follow him, and then when they said they've got him, I'd put a little mark by his name, and when they said that someone's activated it, I'd take the mark off, and we like had to really work together, and it was kind of a really cool feeling to have everyone online, and it was very heartwarming to see so many people come out, but to work together and achieve something was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the one thing that the patch has done that sort of made me happy is just sort of seeing everyone sort of come back again, or at least in my guild, and it seems yours as well.
Yeah.
It's just like working together again, gonna beat the monster.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say it was good to see because I was on raid call for the second bounty, and people were like, oh, once they found them, oh, I can't do this anymore. Can someone come and take over for a bit? And it was just kind of nice to see that interaction between everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a big thing about guild missions though, about the amount of influence needed, and smaller guilds probably being at a massive disadvantage. How much is it for the bounty?
30,000, isn't it? Something like that.
That's what I remember.
Quite a lot.
It's quite shocking.
Yeah.
I just thought, like, anybody with a life is buggered here. What?
There's got to be a limit in my mind. Like, a lot of people are saying it's not fair on smaller guilds, but I don't really think it's every game should just cater to people who can't play a lot. Like, if that's the case, what is the bonus for people who play quite a lot and invest a lot into it? And yes, it sucks for smaller guilds to not be able to do events, but our guilders worked really hard to save up that influence. And there's always got to be things to work for endgame. I mean, it would be a really boring and not a very fun game if all of a sudden everyone could do everything and everything was unlocked and you didn't have to work hard to get cool new gear or something like that,
I mean, for those in small guilds, you can, there's nothing to stop you joining a larger one to experience the whole missions thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on guild missions for now. Has anyone else got anything to add to that?
Can't wait to play it. So tweet me at Posh T-Mac and find out how it went on Monday.
Generally, I think they were very well implemented.
Yeah.
It sounds so, yeah.
Alright, so another thing that came with the patch is the selectables daily. Well, the whole achievements actually, which I didn't realise it'd be for all of them. I thought it would just be the dailies. I've just got one thing to say about this. I was saying to Ali, I think earlier in the week when they first came out, that one little niggle I have with them is how you have to toggle them off again when you complete them, and which to me kind of got a little bit tedious. So I don't know. I just think that it'd be nice if you could have a setting that said that they got automatically toggled off if you reached 100%, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of just nitpicking now.
It's something that's so easily fixable, and I think that they will eventually do that.
Oh, I love the new chest drops. They're quite fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got about like
yeah.
10 ectos from like just doing a couple of dragons yesterday.
And yet the
It's fun.
price of ectos hasn't dropped.
It's gone down a little bit.
Like 4 silver.
That's a lot to some people. I personally think they'll keep going down because I've got a whole stack of them, so they're bound to decrease in value.
Yeah, yeah.
They go
I've sold
down
off
and up
mine
and
while I
then up
can.
and down again. It happens.
Well, at one point, ectos were 8 silver.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
One thing I will say that's brought with it though is the whole guesting issue of people coming over to like the popular servers to do the events and basically pretty much
Yeah.
making it really hard just to cast skills a lot of the time because of the amount of people there.
Oh, I went to do the
Yeah.
shower. I got 2 frames. I just like went up to his foot and just continued. I just set the auto attack on. I just sort of like went to get a drink because I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of frustration from my friends when what's his name, GuildMag was up. I don't know why I was going for the Shatterer, but GuildMag was up, and we went to Frostgore Sand, and we immediately got pushed into an overflow, and like we know that there are tons of people guesting onto Frostgore Sand, and yet we couldn't get on. That really frustrated us, and we think that maybe a way to do it would be priority to. Yep.
But it's sort of like I'm torn between that because it's just guessing as a feature, and I kind of see what people are getting at, but at the same time, I just see like it's okay in a sense because it's just people like playing the game on different servers, and it's meant to be like that. I don't think they should necessarily be penalized for it, but then again, like I can still relate to it.
What I was going to say was I think personally the game's still not as optimized as I think a lot of people would like it to be. So maybe one way to
I
combat it would
updated
be
to
look
a
at that.
680 a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get any form of performance increase whatsoever. So no, it is not.
I'd be quite
optimized.
interested to see if it, because originally, like during the betas, it was really CPU intensive rather
Still
than
is.
take. Yeah, exactly. I'd be really interested to see actually how much load my graphics card is put under during those meta events.
It just seems like my graphics card is put under no pressure because my CPU's not like it's good. It works great in coordination with the graphics card,
Yeah.
but Guild Wars 2 doesn't touch the GPU. It seems.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my frame rate should be my frame rate should be more than 2 in LA.
Yeah, we were never really given much information about how they were doing with optimizing
They
it.
knew
I
they were
think
bad.
we got like
I think that's why we didn't get anything.
yeah, we got like one blog post saying, "Oh, we're going to do some stuff," and then nothing after that. All right, one last thing we're going to look at because oh god, it's like 20 minutes already. Okay, we'll whiz through this. So before we recorded, Ali found some information for us. It's not necessarily news because it's been out for quite a while, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So it's about the possibility of a Canthan expansion. Do you want to just let you explain it?
Okay. So basically, if you watched Wooden Potatoes, you'll know about this. But basically, there's some things going around that someone from NCSoft said that there will be no possibility of a Canthan expansion due to cultural. What did it say? Like cultural sensitivity or something like that to making Asians from NCSoft, which kind of blew my mind a little bit.
NCSoft are making Asians. That's what I get from that. NCSoft is some sort of massive Asian manufacturer. What's going on?
No, the publisher NCSoft has a problem with ArenaNet representing an Asian
that is so
group
stupid.
in Guild Wars, I guess.
This
is none of this is like real proof. Like this is not ArenaNet's official stance, or NCSoft's official stance. It was just something that was leaked out, and it's all hearsay.
Like,
Um,
any individual with that view, I just feel like needs to be like just taken and put somewhere else that isn't involved with the planet.
You see, part of me can see where they're coming from, because what they said is the reason they said no to it was because the Asian market won't go for it if you mix like Chinese, Japanese, Korean sort of cultures all into one, say like Asian overview kind of thing. They won't go for that. So like the Chinese won't go for
why
it because
like coming up with this now and not the old Canton expansion. It was
Yeah.
still NCSoft. It's stupid in my opinion.
It's the equivalent of Americans and Europeans and Australians getting pissed off because we're all represented as one white race. You
yeah.
know, it's very silly, and it's probably a marketing thing, but they haven't even really started marketing it to the Asian community yet.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think it will fly with the Asian community, because the Asian community wants something completely different to what the Western communities want in a MMO.
Blade and
And
Soul.
I challenge like just one of our viewers to give me a logical explanation for this, because like just, Asians don't want to be with white people isn't cutting it for me.
I don't know what happened there, but to me it seemed very unrealistic, like improbable, I should say, that this is actually what happened, until I looked at some things like the Canton district actually turned into the Great Collapse, and that was to remove the Canton district from Divinity's Reach. And I thought, oh well, I don't know if that's really the case, but then on one of the forum threads, they actually have a picture from Guild Wars 2 that's actually a fully created Canton district. And then now in 2000, and that was taken in 2010, and now in 2012 it's just a giant collapse.
Cantor fell in just the entire continent.
So I don't know. It's one of those things where people have to kind of make up their own mind, because there's not going to be an official stance on it for a while, I think.
I do hope we get to see Cantha at some point.
Me too. It's such a beautiful place. It'd be silly just to cut it out because of some possible marketing that probably will fail, because Guild Wars is not what most Asian or Asian mainstream is looking for.
Just take them to Nightfall. That's all I want.
You see, Cantha in Guild Wars 1 was the whole area that I hated the most.
Yeah, so
Really?
It was
I loved
literally.
it.
I just got claustrophobic any time I walked into the sea. I was just like, nope, can't be here.
I
it was
loved
kind
it.
of the city for me. I just need to get out of there. I mean, the rest of it was decent, but I think it's because it was a game I played first, so the game I kind of had the most time in, and I just got sick of it.
It was the entire thing was basically until you like got to the bottom right of the map or middle. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah. It was basically just like playing in a favela, and like that. I've played enough Max Payne. Okay, I don't.
I definitely think though they could do some awesome stuff with Cantha now for Guild Wars 2 though.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I hope it comes back.
It's just like the entire expansion. We show up in a boat like, no, get out. Like, we did it.
Alright then, I think that pretty much brings us to the episode. Either of you two got any last things to bring up?
I don't.
Alrighty then.
I obviously have an immense speaking power. I just spoke for both of us.
So I guess we will see you all next week on episode 12. Remember, podcast@guildmag.com is email if you want to send anything in, and you can also use the comment system or tweet us. All our Twitter things will be in the show notes, and I'll see you next week.
Twitter
Bye.
things. Bye. The noises that escaped my mouth were just unheard of. It's like